Hello and welcome to Peza Horror Stories. This story was sent to me by Liam Brooks, a 24-year-old medical student from Billings, Montana, who shared an apartment with his best friend Ryan Miller. What they saw from their balcony one sleepless night still keeps them awake to this day. It was early November, cold, quiet, and the kind of night that made every sound feel louder than it should. Liam and Ryan were sitting on the balcony of their third-floor apartment, surrounded by open books, coffee mugs, and a dying desk lamp. Finals were coming up, and both had agreed to pull and own a tour from up there. They could see the small park behind their building, a place where kids played in the day, but turned pitch black at night, except for a single flickering streetlight near the corner. Around 2:30 a.m., Ryan stretched and said, "Man, I need a break. My brain's fried." Liam nodded, rubbing his eyes. That's when he saw it. A man dressed entirely in white, standing under the streetlight. He wasn't moving, just standing there, head slightly tilted up toward their building, like he was staring straight at them. "Ryan," Liam whispered, "you see that?" Ryan leaned over. "What the hell? Is that a painter or something?" They watched as the man bent down, placed something on the ground, and then began digging. It wasn't just a hole, the man was digging a grave, with slow, deliberate movements, his white clothes glowing under the light. Each shovel of dirt hit the ground with a dull thud, echoing through the still air. "Maybe he's burying trash or something," Ryan said, though his voice shook. Liam squinted. At 3 a.m., wearing all white, the man stopped digging for a moment. Then, as if he'd heard them, he lifted his head and stared directly at their balcony. The streetlight flickered. Liam froze. He couldn't see the man's face clearly, only pale skin, hollow eyes, and something red smeared across his cheek. "Let's go inside," Liam said quickly. They shut the balcony door and locked it. For a while neither spoke. The only sound was the clock ticking, and the wind rattling the glass. An hour passed. Ryan tried to laugh it off, probably just some weirdo from the neighborhood. But curiosity got the better of Liam. Around 4 a.m. he peeked through the curtain. The man in white was gone, buzzed softly over the park. A mound of fresh dirt sat under it, the spot he'd been digging. "Ryan," Liam whispered again. "Come look at this." Ryan joined him, and both stared. The mound looked too big for an animal. They stayed up till dawn, waiting to see if anyone came back. Nobody did. By morning, sunlight made it all seem foolish. Maybe it really had been nothing. So after breakfast, they decided to walk down and check. When they reached the spot, the smell hit them first. Thick, metallic, and sour. "Jesus," Ryan muttered, covering his nose. The mound wasn't just dirt anymore. The soil had dark stains spreading through it, dark red, still wet, and beside it, half buried, was a shovel. The handle clean, but the metal head dripping something black. Liam's stomach turned. "Let's get out of here." They rushed back upstairs, trying to make sense of what they saw. That night, Liam couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the man's eyes, the way they'd stared straight at him from below. At around 3 a.m., he heard something, a soft scraping sound. Coming from the balcony, he froze, heart pounding. Slowly he turned his head toward the glass door. The curtain moved, not from the wind, but from outside. Ryan woke up at the same moment. "You hear that?" They crept toward the balcony, not wanting to look but unable to stop themselves. The curtain shifted again, and a hand pressed against the glass, a pale hand wearing a white sleeve. Ryan shouted and switched on the light. The hand vanished instantly. They rushed to the balcony, but there was no one there. Only dirt. A small trail of it, leading from the railing to the corner where their flower pot sat. Inside the pot, half buried in the soil, was something folded. Ryan picked it up carefully, a torn piece of white cloth. It looked like part of a sleeve, and on it, written in something dark and dried, were the words, "You watched me bury her." Ryan dropped it instantly. They backed away, shaking. That night they didn't sleep at all. The next morning they went straight to the police. Officers came, checked the park, dug up the mound but found nothing. No shovel, no blood, no signs of a grave. "Probably just animal remains," the officer said with a shrug. Liam wanted to argue, but the words wouldn't come out. Week later, Ryan moved out of the apartment. He couldn't handle staying there anymore. Liam stayed at least for a while, but every few nights, around 3 a.m., he'd hear the faint scraping sound again. One night, he finally gathered courage and looked outside. Under the same flickering streetlight, the man in white was back, standing beside the park, staring up at him. Only this time, there was something else beside him, a fresh mound of dirt, and 2 shovels. That was today's story. If you enjoyed it, subscribe for more true-style horror, only on Peza Horror Stories.